Hey guys, so I was just talking to a friend of mine, and I felt like I wanted to record another video on this because I think it can be useful for you to, I don't know, think about this stuff. So basically, she expressed towards me that whenever she speaks with somebody that she cares about, a loved one, or somebody that she feels emotionally involved with, she sometimes has an automatic reaction where she shuts down, where she disconnects, where she disengages, where she, where she closes off, and it's an automatic knee jerk reaction, right? So it's kind of like a trigger, and she asked my advisor opinion on this, and I what I share with her I want to share with you because I think it can be helpful for you to think about this maybe. So the thing I told her is that it's it's very important and very good that she's aware that she does this. This is the first step. You gotta be aware that this is a knee-jerk reaction you have that you do whenever you feel in a stressful situation, for example, right? So whenever something gets triggered, usually people they have knee-jerk reactions. They lash out, they shut down. It's a fight or flight response. See? So when it's a very stressful situation, you have your own coping mechanisms. And the first step is becoming aware of those coping mechanisms. Secondly, if you feel like you don't reach the desired outcome by engaging in these behaviors, maybe you have a need to connect with your loved one, but you're unable because you're afraid, because you shut down, then you want to become aware when it happens and you want to be mindful about it. Okay, now I feel the automatic craving to shut down or to do X or to do whatever, right? Catch yourself wanting to do it and then be brave enough to wait and to create a space between feeling, experiencing the trigger and doing what you initially want to do. Wait. Wait for 20 seconds. Create some distance. Wait. And the more space you can create between the thing that triggers you and the knee jerk reaction you want to take, the more space you're able to create, the more time you have to think, and the more of a conscious decision you can make. Because the more time you have, the more space you create, the easier it will be to for your conscious awareness to step in and to realize, wait a second, why do I feel like I want to do this? Probably because I'm afraid, probably because I'm upset, probably because I feel like the person I'm talking to doesn't care about me. Whatever, right? But you can then start to understand why you feel the need to do that behavior, right? And by creating this, you don't do it immediately, so the other person doesn't have to react to your negative coping behavior. So you create the space, and then you can start to consciously make a decision about how you want to behave, right? You can, well, not necessarily how you want to behave, how you know that you probably should behave, because initially you want to behave in this knee-jerk reaction because it's familiar, it protects yourself, it's easy, it's comfortable, it's what you know works to calm your nerves, right? But actually the opposite is quite true, because you you push away the fear. You actually accept the fear, and you not necessarily accept, you let the fear take control over you when you engage in this behavior. So when you create the space and you make a conscious decision to do something else, that's courage. And I recorded a video about courage, so go check that out if you want to learn more about that. But it's being brave if you don't engage in your knee-jerk trigger reactions. If you create a space and then admit maybe that you're afraid that they will judge you, or afraid because you feel overwhelmed or unable to connect, or whatever it is, right? You can even share that, okay, right now I feel the need to close off because I'm afraid, or right now I feel the need to close off. Not necessarily because I'm afraid, just I feel this need. And I want you to know, and I want you to know that I'm struggling with this and that I'm really trying my best to not do this. Help me, please help me. It's incredibly brave to do that when you're in a conversation with someone. So if you find yourself reacting in a similar pattern with people you care about and you feel like it's causing harm and you are not satisfied with the way you behave, then the thing I want to suggest is try meditation. Try meditation daily, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, I don't care how long, as long as you want. It will enhance your mindfulness and it will allow you to catch yourself faster whenever you feel a need to behave a certain way because of fear or because of stress or because you feel overwhelmed, right? And that in turn allows for the space to be longer. So the more you practice, the longer the space will get, and the more time you have to think about how do I want to behave if I would get rid of the fear. So this is a better way to put it. How would you want to act if there were no fear? Think about that. How would I want to act if I was not afraid? And then do that, right? So for example, you're in a discussion with a person and you are afraid that they will judge you because of, I don't know, something that you did, or you feel tense because you're afraid to say something that will hurt them or whatever. Right? Of course, don't be stupid about it, right? Don't go say outrageous things to hurt that you know will hurt them. That's not what you want. But you would want to think that how would my best self act if there were no fear right now? And then you can create a space to think, okay, how can I act like that? Go ahead, do it, right? And the meditation really helps with creating this space. And you want to practice the skill because it's a skill. Really, really, it is a skill. Every time you catch yourself, because you will make the same mistake a lot of times. You will fall on your ass a lot of times. When you started walking, you also fell on your ass a lot of times. You see, so you have to be willing to you have to humble yourself to make mistakes, to learn, to practice. You know, if you're practicing a piece of music on the piano, you will hit the wrong notes. Hitting you on the head for that all the time, it's not really productive. You just want to accept that, okay, I hit the wrong note, let me retake it and start again and practice more until I get the right note, right? The same thing with, okay, let me meditate and practice whenever I feel in a stressful situation to create more space and to think about what is my conscious decision here? What do I want to do if I would get rid of the fear? What would be the best thing for me to do in this scenario if there were no fear? And then practice on doing that, or even start with saying it, not necessarily immediately doing it, but saying it, that I feel the need to do X, I don't want to do X, help me, for example. And then the other person can be like, oh, okay, what do you need, whatever, right? Sometimes it's not possible, and sometimes the person is too upset themselves to help you out. So you also want to cultivate your own resourcefulness in these situations, right? But usually when you call someone for help, they are surprisingly willing to do that if they are in a good place, or if they are in a place where they are able to, right? Sometimes they are also complete, like it's this window of tolerance, right? Like when you have too much stimulation, you either overshoot or collapse. And I will make another video about this very interesting concept. But basically what it means is that you have these two lines and you have a specific bandwidth between where you can act in a rational, calm way, and then there is lines of stimulation where if it's too much, you freak out. If it's too little, well, also too much in a sense, you collapse, it's freeze, you don't know what to do, you go quiet, you close off, right? So you want if a person is between those two bands, they are most likely willing to help you out. Definitely most likely. So admitting that you are struggling, it's brave, it's courage. So yes, I felt like I wanted to record a short video on this topic because I feel like it's very important and it can avoid a lot of suffering within interpersonal relationships. To notice yourself having these automatic behaviors and just creating some space, and then you can think, and then you can talk, and then you can, avoid unnecessary pain and hurt and suffering. So that's it. I am looking forward to recording more of these videos. Let me know if you like these shorter ones, and I'll talk to you in the next video. See you. Bye.